It
comes
is
the
dinner
broccoli
time.
airplane.
You are holding
Vroom,
a
vroom,
tiny
flying
fork with a
high.
single
Open
piece of
wide for
broccoli,
landing.
doing the classic airplane
Yummy
maneuver.
broccoli, you can do
But
it.
your 3-year-old has their arms crossed, jaw locked tight like a vault, refusing to take even a microscopic bite. You resort to begging, bribing with dessert, or even yelling just to get some basic nutrients into their body. You think they are just being stubborn, but neuroscience reveals a shocking reality. Your intense pressure at the dinner table is physically shutting down their digestive system. By the end of this video, you will understand this neurological crash, and you will learn the exact 2-hour fast framework French parents use to cure picky eating and turn chaotic dinners into peaceful family meals. But before we completely overhaul your dinner table, take a deep, grounding breath. If you find yourself chasing your toddler around the house with a bowl of pasta or offering them their third snack of the afternoon just so they eat something, you are not a bad parent. You are fighting a thousands of years old evolutionary instinct. When your child refuses to eat, your biology triggers a deep, primitive alarm. If they don't eat, they won't survive. Your desperate bribes aren't a sign of weakness. They are a sign of pure maternal instinct. Furthermore, toddlers are biologically programmed to reject bitter and green flavors as an evolutionary defense mechanism against toxic plants in the wild. You are not failing. You are just trapped in a modern food culture of constant snacking and high-pressure meals. We have to change the environment, not the child. Let's decode this. What is physically happening inside your child's body when you pressure them to eat? And why does the just one more bite tactic backfire so spectacularly? When you raise your voice, or when the table becomes a tense battleground of bribes and threats, your child's amygdala, the brain's alarm system, detects a threat. This instantly activates their sympathetic nervous system, putting them into fight or flight mode. Here is the biological catch. Digestion is controlled by the exact opposite system. It is controlled by the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the rest and digest state. When a child feels pressured, their brain literally pulls blood away from their stomach and redirects it to their muscles to escape the perceived threat. Their salivary glands dry up. Their digestive tract physically shuts down. They are not being stubborn. Their throat and stomach are biologically locked. They cannot physically swallow that broccoli when they are stressed. You cannot logic a child out of a biological lockdown. If you're tired of dinner time feeling like a hostage negotiation and want to work with your child's biology instead of fighting it, take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. Let's keep decoding parenting together. Now, let's look at the brilliant French framework that completely ends the food battles. How do we flip the switch from fight or flight back to rest and digest? We do exactly what the French do. French children are famous worldwide for eating whatever their parents eat. No separate kids menus, no endless snacking, and no tantrums at the table. Here is your 4-step French gourmand playbook. Step 1, the 2-hour fast, le goûter. The biggest mistake modern Western parents make is allowing constant grazing. If your child eats a cracker at 4 p.m. and a handful of cereal at 5 p.m., their stomach never fully empties. They never experience true physiological hunger, which means their brain never releases the hunger hormone, ghrelin. The French rule is absolute. The kitchen closes exactly 2 hours before dinner. No crackers, no juice, no milk. Water only. Hunger is the greatest seasoning. When their stomach is completely empty, their brain will be highly motivated to eat whatever is placed in front of them. Step 2, the neutral table. We have to turn the dinner table from a war zone back into a safe rest and digest zone. Stop praising them when they eat. Good job eating your peas. And stop punishing them when they don't. Eating is a basic biological function, not a moral victory. Take all the attention off the food. Talk about your day, tell a funny story, and completely ignore what is happening on their plate. When you remove the spotlight and the pressure, you remove the stress. Their nervous system regulates, and their throat physically unlocks. Step 3, the tasting rule. French children are not forced to finish their plates, but culturally they are expected to taste everything. Serve them a microscopic portion of the intimidating food, literally 1 single pea or a piece of broccoli the size of your pinky nail. Tell them, you do not have to eat it, but you do have to taste it.
Neuroplasticity dictates that a child's brain needs to encounter a new flavor 10 to 15 times in a safe, zero-pressure environment before the brain categorizes that food as safe instead of poison. Step 4. Family-style autonomy. Stop plating their food for them before bringing it to the table. Put the pots and serving bowls in the middle of the table and let everyone serve themselves. Toddlers are in a developmental stage where they desperately crave autonomy and control. When you force a fully loaded plate in front of them, their instinct is to reject it to assert their independence. But when you hand them the serving spoon and let them choose to put that tiny piece of broccoli on their own plate, you bypass their resistance. They chose it, so they are 10 times more likely to eat it.
Now, I can hear the absolute panic setting in for some parents. Are you kidding? My kid survives entirely on plain pasta and chicken nuggets. If I cut off their snacks 2 hours before dinner and only serve family food, they will starve. They will cry themselves to sleep and wake up at 2 a.m. This is the ultimate parental fear, but it is scientifically unfounded. No healthy child will intentionally starve themselves when food is available. What you are actually afraid of is the behavioral tantrum they will throw when you change the rules. Here is exactly what will happen when you implement the French 2-hour rule. Days 1 to 3, the hunger strike. The first few days will be rough. They will demand snacks at 4:30 p.m. Hold the boundary. Say, the kitchen is closed until dinner. At the table, they will refuse the family meal and demand their usual nuggets. Stay completely neutral. Say, you don't have to eat, but you do need to sit with us. Do not make them a separate meal. If they go to bed hungry, offer a deeply boring, unexciting alternative right before bed, like half of a plain banana. Do not reward the strike with cookies. Week 2, the curious bite. By the second week, biology takes over. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, kicks in because they haven't been snacking. And because the table is now a peaceful, zero-pressure zone, their nervous system is securely in rest and digest mode. You will watch, completely shocked, as they voluntarily pick up a piece of the family meal and take a bite. Do not gasp, do not applaud. Just act like it is completely normal. Month 1, the foodie. By the end of the first month, the separate kids menu era of your life will be over. The dinner table will be a place of connection, not conflict. Your child will eat what you eat, simply because they are appropriately hungry and neurologically relaxed. Watching your child refuse to eat is incredibly stressful in the short term. But fast forward 15 years from now, when your child is a young adult, their relationship with food will largely define their lifelong physical and mental health. If you stop using food as a tool for pressure, reward, or punishment today, you prevent them from developing emotional eating disorders tomorrow. You are raising an adult who listens to their body, stops when they are full, and is confident enough to explore new cultures and try new flavors. It all starts with your absolute, unconditional silence at the dinner table tonight. We all have that one trigger food. Tell me the truth. What is the one forbidden vegetable your child absolutely refuses to let pass their lips? Is it broccoli, zucchini, or maybe mushrooms? Let's vent in the comments below. I read every single one. And speaking of setting your child up for long-term success, now that you have fixed the dinner table, do you know how to wire their brain for actual lifelong achievement? Click the video on your screen right now to discover the 4 critical things you must do with your child every single day before they turn 5 to build an unstoppable, resilient brain. Subscribe to Mind Makers, and let's keep building those beautiful brains together.